Hey everybody, nobody and no one that there's one listener recently that'll listen to Everett's. It's Everett's live music, man. Coming to you today. We're coming up on a presidential debate soon, and I just want to say, like, for my end, and like to try to share something for how you see this happening and the future of our people is we're going to allow a convicted felon to run for presidency. I couldn't even run as a private contractor with felonies for the most part unless it was reviewed by the board and then they found reasonable circumstances to allow me to even test for the licensing. It's weird in that perspective for me. So I'm speaking out today, and then for other reasons would be like, why is it always a fight between our parties? Why is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. not allowed to come to the debate, and be a part of this thing? And then why are we like a two-partied system? It's almost like we're still in the Civil War, right? We got the red and the blue, or the blue and the gray. I mean, how terrible. I mean, what I would need back is some kind of questioning, and then a chance to maybe take this conversation to the next level. But like, look at who we are and what we're doing, and how we fight one another still every day, like in one way or another. And as our elections come to pass, and it's not just that he's a convicted felon. I mean, there's other things that were piled on to the whole idea of it. It's not, for me, I'm not after Trump because I don't know Trump. I don't really know the Republican Party. I'm not part of a party. A long time ago, I think I was registered Democrat, but I don't really see it like that. I don't hang out with Democrats, and it's not like I'm in or out. I'm not a hardcore anything. And I like the idea of there being another party, the independent party. I mean, why are they not there? Why is one guy that's a convicted felon running for the president of the United States? You know what I mean? Like, dude, it's not like they're like, okay, you can have a gun. You got the nukes. You know what I'm saying? And like, in a funny way, but like a boohoo that totally sucks funny way. You know what I mean? I don't understand that. None of that makes sense to me. I'm kind of bewildered. Like, really? He's going to, okay, under certain laws and provisions provided under the Constitution of the United States of America for your... I just think it happens a lot different for some people than it does for those that are so less fortunate. For some of us, we really are just handed, at times, the reality that we don't really have a leg to stand on at times, When you think about the judges and stuff that are coming up through our cases, that we're hearing about, let our Congress and our Senate and those who are in power move forward with the situation as need be. And we as a people need to digest this information the best we can, share with one another with a non-biased view, man. Like, we don't want as a people any longer to watch you fight one another. That's what we want to see. I want to see a debate coming in a couple days where you're just going to sit down. And anybody that's legally qualified to run for the position, I would think you'd have to have certain qualifications. It seems like businessmen and attorneys and, gosh, if you go back to Carter, peanut farmer, I don't know if that's the limit of that man's Carter's education. I'm sure it's a little bit more, but maybe not. You can learn a lot more than you would ever imagine from some business aspects, and then just a foundation that's solid within your community, and it just blossoms from there, because you would hope for the rest of your people to experience that same feeling. So if you are deeply rooted in that, that's another level of humanity that you bring to the table that not everybody else does. Some, all they bring is, I'm a businessman, I know how to get things done. Or I'm an attorney, and I know how to fight a case and win when I need to. But we don't want to win, because I think we're losing. Every time we see our people fight one another so desperately to win, and to call it just that, let's get ready to rumble, let's fight, let's, whatever it takes to win. I mean, we're like losing as a people, because I think we're so young as a species, and we haven't learned and really had any desire to evolve beyond what we've become, which is slaves to the dollar to one degree or another. That's all we pretty much do. You know what I'm saying? There's no God in any of this. There are great words that have been written for our, and if you want to worship and stuff, and I'm not afraid to talk about any of it, you should fire back with me if it bothers you, or ask different questions. But if you pray and you worship, that's something that you're entitled to, and it's a privilege perhaps within you. It wouldn't be an argument that everybody else has to be the same way. And when you come to the table to talk, you would come to the table to talk with knowledge and experience and science and numbers that support different ideas and policies that you would hope to invoke within our people and our culture in order for our future to be a better place for our people, man. We're failing. I would really like to see them just sit down as like, you're not against one another when you come to the debate. Yes, you don't agree on everything, and yes, you have some minor indifferences and different policies that you might start, but when it's so far from one another, what have we done to our people? Our kids are watching. They're not stupid, man. They see. Is that all we are? Either you're on that team or that team, and then you're like, and really, do we really want as a people, are we really not willing to just say, dude, if we wanted less, things might change for the better for the future? And when the way most of us see time is so immediate, like if you can't show me in a year how the changes will come to pass, you have to realize, man, from a scientific point, in a broad, on a global scale, what we're talking about here, our scientists are not arguing. They are in agreement, and many of them have shut down. Whether they've been compensated or not, I don't exactly know how that field works, because I myself a private contractor, and I had to go through quite a bit just to get what I got, and I'm poor. Some contractors are, financially very well off, but some of us, through whatever conflicts and whatever obstacles that approach you, you still get your licensing and you provide for your community. But you struggle along the way, just because it doesn't always happen for everyone with the way this system is set up. That's unfortunate. If you dare to study the material and put to practice the information that you have obtained through your studies, and demonstrate your ability to test and repair and all the other things that come through with those things, right, that we do. And then to still, for some of us struggle, it's just maybe some of us aren't really good with money. But I think society, if you go to this debate and they don't talk about our climate change and how things are structured unfairly through our society, right? Are we really going to get on board with some changes for climate change? Like drastic changes. Drastic. I would be, but I'm not running for president because I wouldn't be afraid to stop everything we're doing and let's sit down for a few minutes. Some of us will have to keep working. I had to work through the pandemic. I took no money. It's not like a badge I wear, but I didn't. Nothing extra, man. For a couple years, why everybody else, some people, man, they made so much more money than they'd ever made. And I've been poor for so long. And it's not like I just know what it's like to be like that, and you're just struggling along. It's not like I should be rewarded. I don't exactly know how to express that, except for sometimes you try and then it just doesn't happen. But the system is what I'm saying. If you don't find somebody that says it's very unfair, man, the way we do life, and we have so much waste, and we are so chasing our own tail so often, and running for a finish line like you're running out of time. There is no finish line. The idea is it's just the future of our people. So to watch our politicians argue and fight the way they do is such a depressing thing to experience, because the children are watching as well. I show my child, dude, and I tell her the best I can. It's not like I really have one side or the other. I don't really, but like some of it I can't understand how you're going to do this. I mean, but go ahead and keep going. But like, I'm wondering and trying to share a message for a change, for a way of life where we're going to evolve. Okay, we're going to change the way we live because it's going to more benefit the future of our people. It has nothing to do with us right now and some finance. I mean, to watch our own government at times, and some of the people get away with some of what they do. I mean, applaud our people that dare challenge some of these people and try to bring it to justice. Let the system do what it's supposed to do. It's not a hooray thing. It's more like, man, we're just trying to get back on track to where, I mean, when you get those positions, you're only allowed to be there for so long. It's not a privilege. It's a burden. So you do the best you can while you're there. We all make mistakes in life, but at those highest levels, man, it's important that you're not fighting with another party, and you're not, the other party is working as close with you, and there is no fight. At the end of the election, it's a smooth transition to show our people there is no fight. But we have to stop arguing over what climate change is and these other issues that we're facing with the population growing, immigration rates and stuff, and it happens everywhere. What if we took all the money that we spend on hurting one another and making more bombs to hurt each other and to sell weapons to other countries? I mean, and we really took all of that and we tried to help the inequality and the indifference that we experience within one another. And we reached out to other countries across the planet, and we found that is really the beast we have always wanted to fight. We just can't seem to do it because we're too busy fighting one another. And express every one of them, dude. Our children are watching. Sometimes it takes a long time for some of them to speak up, but when they do, man, roar. Let it go, man. Learn what you can. Build yourself strong through your education and an education system that should be provided for us because it's the right to learn. It's the right to have health care. It's my right to live, man, across this planet. And I care about everything on it. Because at one time there was great balance across this planet. And for us as a species, we are failing. See it for what it is. We are terribly failing. We have taken more than any other species ever imagined. Reshaped the surface of the planet. I could go on, and I have in messages before if you dare to check it out. Dare to shoot back. Dare to say something. I'm daring. And I hope for a better tomorrow, because today is for tomorrow. Every day. Today is for tomorrow. For those that have yet to come to be, they're going to learn, they're going to find out, they're going to know, they will see if your today was for their tomorrow. And it's important, and we are at those moments in history where we need to make the change, man. Evolve, change the way we live. I mean, dare to speak together and dare to sit down together. Show us there is no fight. The fight is within ourselves. We only fight ourselves. Near and abroad, man. Hit me back with something. Come on. It'd be great to hear something back so I could elaborate, so we could have a further conversation on the issue. But there is. That's coming up, the debate. And to me, I'm like, how does a guy get to run? I mean, this is on the face value of it. You're a convicted felon, and you have other things that bring great question to the table on that day. And then they play Joe out to be some demented guy. I don't totally agree with that after we've seen some of the information, And that's another issue, the way that our media presents information to us at times, and the way it's a game, and they use us against one another, so to speak, not like totally, but it's for ratings. We have to be beyond the ratings. We're no longer fueled by it. We're going to listen. If you have something to say, and we'd like to see you, carry on with one another in a most, formal manner. With the idea that you're not fighting. I mean, who are you fighting? This is not some battle royale. It's not some football game. It's not a boxing match. And when RFK Jr. isn't even invited, I'm like, why not? From what I see pop-ups, I don't investigate everything, but shoot something back. Give me something back, information. But if he qualifies, is it just the way it is? Why is it a two-party system? Do you really want the red and the blue and the gray? Does that really still exist? How many of you feel it? That's where we're at. A two-party, still a split nation. How many hundreds of years later? But for the information that we're allowed to gather for me, and message I'm trying to bring is, man, I want to hear, are you serious about climate change, or are you in doubt? Do you think our scientists are lying to us? You really think they are? Okay. The way we get to the point of a resolution is going to be important too, but that's got to be one. The population. Do you really think it's okay? I know there's some people that argue against this one too, but for the most part, man, it's like back in the 70s, dude. They were talking about population, and then they were talking about pollution. They were talking about climate change, and it just kept coming on. And into the 90s, they really tried to push it, and now here we are today. Facing a future, and our kids need us, man, to change, to evolve. We have to evolve. Are you willing to want less in life at times? And are you willing to discuss these hard points of interest that are in subject matter that's going to greatly affect us? I mean, look for the big picture in that, and then yes, trading arms and supporting wars. I mean, I don't understand it. What if all the great nations just stopped giving weapons to people? I know it'd be bad, because then you'd probably have some collapse, and I don't really understand that part, because we've just been fighting each other for so long. But if we spent all the money we spend on hurting one another, on helping one another, what would the figures look like, man? It's my shout out for the debate coming up this week, and peace. Peace.